Let's do problem number 15 here. Wow, this is a true story. Wow. Okay, published research is claiming a positive association between the number of years of high school and their performance on their GPA. Okay, so they want to know about what does this positive association means here. So what I need to do is I need to identify my X, my independent, and my dependent. And so what does this mean? That a positive association is that they're both doing the same thing. Do you see they're both increasing? So as the number of years of high school music lessons increase, what happens? Their GPA increases. Okay? Now it says here, a group of parents went to the school board demanding more funds for music, as the program is a ways to improve chances for academic success in high school. As a statistician, do you agree with disagree with this? And even though I do believe that music is good in the schools, I would have to disagree, because what do we know? That association is not causation. Okay, remember that? Yeah. Okay, let's come here to number 16. And I'm hoping that as you read it, that you realize you're going to have to do that B naught, B1 thing, because we have mean and standard deviation here. So first of all, I got to determine what's the X and what's the Y. So my GPA is my X and my money is my Y. All right? So what is the mean of my X's? It's 2.9, and my standard deviation of my X's 0.4. And what's the mean of my Y? 47,200. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, and 8,500 for my standard deviation, and R is 0.72. Okay, and so what do we know? Is that my slope is equal to R times the standard deviation of my Y divided by my standard deviation of my X. So I'm going to put this into my calculator. So 0.72 times my standard deviation of my Y divided by my standard deviation for the X. And I get 84960. Is that right? I didn't think that. No, that's not right. Just a second. Okay, now I got it. So my slope is going to be 84960. I think what I did is I put my numbers wrong in the calculator. All right, let's go do B naught. And remember, B naught is going to be the Y of mean minus my slope times my X of my mean. All right? So let's go find my Y average. Oh, wait, silly goose. I've been putting in my Y hat instead of my standard deviation. I got to erase this. Are you telling me, okay, Schwartz, what are you doing? Okay, my equation is right. I'm just putting the number. You saw what? You know what, guys? It is my bedtime here, but I'm trying to do this because I know that I'm going to be coming home late tomorrow night. All right, so let's do this again. 0.72 times my standard deviation of my Y, which is 800, divided by my standard deviation of my X, which is 0.4. So I get 15300. Now let's go do this. My B naught is equal to the mean of my Y minus B1 times the mean of my X. So 47200 minus 15300 times 2.9, and I get 2830. Okay, so let me go write my equation. So it's going to be the cost that I earn is equal to, I'm going to write my y-intercept first, plus my slope, which is 15300, times my x, which is GPA. Okay. Sorry it took me so long. Okay, now they ask if these predictions are reliable, and what they want is r squared. Okay, so if r is equal to 0.72, r squared is going to be equal to what? So I'm going to square 0.72 and then multiply it by 100, which is 51.84%. Okay, so what does that mean here? That means that 51% of the variability of my y's is accounted for the variability of my x's. Is that all that reliable? All right? Is that all that reliable? And I'm just going to say, okay, so I'm just going to say it's just somewhat reliable. Because 51.84% of the variability of the cost is explained by the variability of the GPA scores. Okay? See how I just really kind of define r squared? That's what they're asking about. Okay, so what do they say here? We got a GPA of 3.90, and they tell us we have a residual. Okay, so what do we know? That residual is equal to truth minus predicted. They tell us that our residual is negative 1880. It is equal to, they want us to find the truth. So how do I find the predicted? Well, they tell me that my GPA is at 3.3 or 3.39. So I'm going to plug this into my calculator, into my equation. Okay, so let's go put that into the calculator. 2830, 15300 times 3.3. And I get 53320. Okay, so now I got to solve for y. And so I get the truth is 51440, and that is dollars. Okay? All right, so if you have any questions about this, please come in for tutoring.